Good day, students. In this video, I will tell you everything you need to know about Acheron, from the basic functions of her kit to which relics to farm and what potential teams she can be slotted into. I will also go over which stats to strive for and which eidolons to aim for. And all of this in under 10 minutes, so you are ready to turn your Acheron from a confused tourist to a Nihility powerhouse in no time at all. So let's get right into it. Let's start with her kit. And boy, oh boy, does she look like a fun unit. It may seem a bit complicated at first, but don't worry. I will quickly bring it back to familiar territory. So the gist of her kit is to stack her talent by inflicting debuffs on the enemy units. The talent can be divided into two parts, Slash Dream and Crimson Knot, and you will receive one of each when you inflict a debuff on the enemy. Slash Dream has the effect that once you have inflicted 9 debuffs on an enemy, she gets access to her ultimate, or what appears to be a better term for it, her 4-hit kill slash, since she will do a 4-hit combo, with the last one being a finisher, and the damage is going to be increased based on the number of stacks she had when casting thanks to her major trace, Thunder Core, and the second part of her talent, the Crimson Knot stacks, which will increase the damage received for each stack inflicted. It is important to note that the AoE debuff abilities will only apply 1 Crimson Knot to the enemy with the most knot stacks on, so you cannot abuse units like Pella to get her ultimate faster through multiple debuff applications from an ability. The talent will also give her an all-type resistance reduction of 20% and will allow her to ignore the enemy weakness, both amazing effects to boost your damage and to make her your primary DPS choice. Her first major trace further builds on maximizing her ultimate by letting you start the fight with 5 stacks of her ultimate already on, allowing you to get your first ultimate quicker. And not only that, this trace will also store the extra ultimate stacks of her technique up to a cap of 3, which gives you leeway for your next ultimate in case you are overcapping the debuffs. Her second major trace goes even further by granting her an additional multiplier to her damage if you also bring 1 or 2 additional Nihility units into the party. Her skill is a pretty straightforward blast-type skill that also grants her a Slashed Dream stack from her talent, which means she gets 1 stack for her ultimate every time she uses her skill. For a 3-turn rotation, this means you get 3 stacks from her skill, and you will need 6 additional debuff applications to get her ultimate back. Her technique is also quite broken, especially in terms of saving time, as she slices the enemy and instantly sends them to the Shadow Realm. So start saving up on those technique restoring items. Also, apart from this, she will deal lightning damage to each enemy upon entry, regardless of the enemy weakness type, and will gain 1 stack of her ultimate after each use of her ultimate. Therefore, to sum up her kit, apply debuffs to the enemy until you reach 9 stacks on her tooltip. Afterwards, press your ultimate and enjoy seeing Acheron decimating everything in front of her. So, what does this mean for her potential teammates? Well, in short, she wants as many Nihility units paired with her as you can spare. And let's start with the strongest one, Trend of the Universal Market. And I am not joking around. This will be Acheron's best partner. Since you can slap this bad boy on your Aventurine or any other preservation unit, fish for a couple of rolls in effect hit rate on your tank to guarantee the passive always procs. And voila, at least in AoE scenarios, the procs from this should account for more than half of the procs needed to get her ultimate, since every time an enemy attacks your tank, you will get 1 stack of Acheron's ultimate, and this can be triggered even if your tank is CC'd, as the only requirement for it to proc is for an enemy to attack him. Moving on to more serious suggestions, Pella, Silverwolf, and Gnaphin will be the best choices, as they apply consistent debuffs and have some sort of damage amplification. Black Swan is also decent, as she has plenty of debuffs in her kit, Welt as well. For sustain, Aventurine will be the best choice, as he can apply a debuff through his ultimate while also being able to keep the team alive with ease based on what was revealed in the livestream. For comfort, Fu Xuan will be the best pick, and for a 4-star option, Fire TB will be very good, as his taunt also counts as a debuff for Gallagher, as he will also inflict a debuff with his ultimate. For support, Ruin Mei will be the best choice since you want an assembly of Nihility units. A crit buffer supporter will lose value in this team composition. Other supportive choices are Sparkle or Bronya, which can also work since Acheron's damage is primarily based on her crit stats, so both of their buffs as well as the additional actions will be appreciated, although both of them will work better with an E2 Acheron. And finally, for Relics, just dump all your stamina in the Pioneer set and aim for as much crit rate and crit damage as you can. For boots, you can go either speed or attack boots depending on whether you want to ult faster to reach the Glamoth buff or hit harder with each ultimate use. For planner sets, Glamoth or Salsado will be the best options depending on your build. Alternatively, you can run the Azumo set since you will always have another Nihility teammate with her, and this set could also help you reach the desired crit rate number if you were unlucky while farming relics. Since she will get 28% attack, 24% crit damage, and 8% lightning damage from her traces, you should aim for a crit rate body, speed, or attack boots depending on the team you are running and your build, lightning damage bonus on the orb, and attack percent on the rope. As for final stats, you should aim for more than 3,200 attack, anything above 75% crit rate, and 180% crit damage, as well as going above the speed breakpoint of 134. As for light cones, unfortunately she only has two good options: her signature as a 5-star choice and Good Night as a 4-star option. Another decent option for 4-star options is Resolution for the additional defense down debuff inflicted on the enemy. For 5-star options, Kafka's signature will also be decent for the additional attack and speed, and also for the additional debuff, since Erode is counted as 1. For Eidolons, the one you should aim for is her E2, as this will be the biggest increase in damage, since it will reduce the number of Nihility units you have to bring by 1 in order to maximize her second major trace, while also allowing her to get 1 stack for her ultimate each turn, so she will get her ultimate faster. Her E4 and E3 are also nice for the additional debuff, for even faster ultimate rotations, and for the increased ultimate multiplier, respectively. Finally, her E6 will pretty much delete everything currently available in the game. And that's everything you need to know in order to turn your Acheron into the main unit of your account as she was intended to be. Let me know in the comments if you managed to get her and how she has fared so far for your account. Has she met your expectations? Or perhaps she even blew past them. Either way, she has made quite the lasting impression for me at least. Until next time, I am Professor Veritas Ratio, and remember, stay smart and sexy.